Gearheads, you are going to love this episode of Motorhead Garage. We take a look inside a portable paint booth that will change the way you work. We've got a revolution in automotive exhaust tech and a couple of great ways to keep your vehicle running longer. And for you racers, the best in high-performance cages and parts. Motorhead Garage is ready, so let's go. Welcome to another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. You know, we have a great time here in our Borla studios from week to week, but every once in a while, it's nice to hit the road. And we did just that last year when we headed down south to visit a few good friends. We are deep in the heart of Texas at the headquarters of Mobile Environmental Solutions, just outside of Dallas, where these folks are making portable paint booths like this. And now Tom Williams is here, and he is the president of Mobile Environmental Solutions. Thank you for having us down. We've seen you in the studio, and it's good to be here.
Texas, Dave.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All he needs a hat, right?
That's all you need. It's a big 10-gallon cowboy hat.
Cool. I love it. This place is pretty amazing. We've had a little look around. Tell us what you do here at Mobile Environmental Solutions.
Mobile Environmental Solutions was designed to help people increase productivity and efficiency, whether it be the do-it-yourself painter, whether it be the person that's doing minor body repairs, whether it be the U.S. military that needs to do work outside in the Middle East. The uses are unlimited. If you need a clean room and you need to set up in conditions that may not be correct, all you need is a couple of 110 power outlets, and we've got you covered.
So you're not just for somebody who needs a paint booth. This is not just for painters, right?
No, I mean, it goes as far as car washes, details, ceramic coatings that needs that clean environment, window tint. I mean, the uses are truly unlimited.
And you have a lot of different sizes, a lot of different models people can use, right?
Absolutely. We build them as small as a 12 by 12. Those are the hobbyists, the guys doing airbrush, guys doing, home remodels, doing cabinetry work. That you don't want to turn around and do a makeshift paint booth in somebody's house. You set this up outside the driveway and do everything right there. That way you don't have to worry about damaging anything, in transport. To build them big enough to put an Apache helicopter in, to do a semi, you name it. Predominantly, a lot of our customers are using them on a daily basis, using them outdoors, using them indoors. They're made off of commercial grade quality. Commercial grade quality, but
what does that really mean for durability?
It means that the vinyl has been treated to a product that has a fire resistance to it. It means that the panels are all replaceable. It means that it can take the beating of an inflatable that's going to be used every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and it's got longevity, not something that's a one-time use or use a couple times and you throw away.
But when I'm setting this up, that takes a long time, right? And then I've got to worry about setup time and tear down.
You'd be surprised. You turn around, you unroll it just like you would a mattress, plug it in, it's usually up in less than 2 or 3 minutes.
That's pretty amazing. So it keeps productivity up, right?
Absolutely.
What are some of the things about your paint booths that set you apart from the other ones that are out there?
The biggest thing is our patent design that's a true cross-flow positive pressure, where it allows the air to continue, not just at the back of the booth, but it's bringing in filtered air through 2/3 of the booth to the end. And that's what really sets it apart from any other inflatable paint booth on the market.
So anybody can set up some curtains around here or make a balloon or a bubble, but you guys, safety was really the name of the game for you,
Absolutely,
right?
And that's what it was set up, was to create a safe environment that wouldn't necessarily be available to everybody. Not everybody has the space to set up a permanent paint booth that they're not going to use every day. We know how real estate's expensive. You can imagine tying up 400 or 500 square feet in your shop. If you're not painting every day that shop's open, you're not making money off that real estate.
Now, who are some of the customers that you see using your paint booths?
A lot of guys doing used car reconditioning. Body shops will use it for overflow. They don't want to turn around and spray a bumper or fender and tie up their big permanent paint booth that they're going to be doing complete jobs. That they need that big permanent paint booth to be handling their bigger, higher revenue jobs. And they'll use these for their parts and their overflow and stuff like that.
We're taking a little field trip to the folks at Metro Dent. And Mike, you've been doing this for 21 years. You're in the paintless dent repair.
We do minor collision, all sort of things, but working with Tom in these units, it's best served in the paintless dent repair, hail estimation industry.
How is this tunnel going to change your business?
This tunnel helps out in so many different ways from a PDR company's perspective, from the beginning process with the estimation. It helps with the insurance companies. There's always a subjectiveness, especially if you're trying to view a car outside or without proper conditions. And that's always on every company's mind. What kind of conditions were these estimates done in? This is the ideal situation because this booth is designed exactly like the lights that the PDR technicians are actually using to do the repairs. So if you can't see it in here, they're not there. It's not so much that you're putting light on the panel as you're creating distortion and depth perception. So that's kind of what the black lines or dead space in between does. So when you're doing a hail estimation, whether you're an insurance company, a PDR company, or whatever, there's a matrix that's used. So it's all categorized 1 to 5 dents, 6 to 15, 16 to 30, all the way up, but then also by dime, nickel, quarter, half dollar, and oversize. So by creating these lines and that depth perception, you're actually able to see what size the dents are, and the majority of the dents are in that panel, because all too often it's just natural for the human eye to naturally just see the bigger dents and miss all the smaller stuff. And I think that's what plays such a big role in the estimation process, that having all these lines and creating all that depth perception allows whoever's writing that estimate to actually see all the damage.
Well, Mike, we can see how this is better for you, better for the insurance companies, makes it easier for you guys to work. So obviously a better job, and customers are going to be really happy with it.
Absolutely. It's very versatile. It allows us to cradle to grave, start the process. Again, no matter what the conditions are, indoor or outdoor. But the nice thing is, if it's a slower day or I have the ability, because I can set it up and take it down so fast, if I choose to work underneath this thing as a technician, rather than moving my lights around and everything else, I can sit here and do a full repair to this car because it is the perfect setting to do so.
Well, do not go anywhere, because we have a lot more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat coming up right after this.
Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Jones Performance Products, the finest in fiberglass truck hoods and the home of truck rods. And by Top Coat, make life easier.
The Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat has a sister show. It's called Performance TV, and that's where you can find our friend Kathy Fisher.
You know, automakers are tweaking and changing their models all the time, kind of like what we have with our 2019 Chevrolet Silverado. Now, for many years, the Silverado was only available with the 5.3 motor when you were going with the gas, but now you can get the 6.2. And if you're one of those lucky folks that have that, well, you're also lucky because Borla has put together all 3 of their sound levels for the 6.2 motor. Starting right off, if you want to go aggressive, with the Attack, which is their acoustically tuned applied kinetics, which is kind of like having an equalizer for your car. Or if you want to go with the S-Type, which is mildly aggressive, or like what we're going to do here today with the Touring system from Borla, which is kind of like a mild growl. Now, whether you go with the Attack or the S-Type or the Touring, you're going to have the 304 stainless steel, but you're also going to have some choices when it comes to the tips. And what we're going to put on today would be the carbon fiber tips from Borla. And what do you say I get over here and help Joe get this on?
Let's get it on with the install. Kathy, I'm excited. Borla, they're so nice.
You know what? And just like I'd mentioned earlier, all of the Borla systems are made out of the 304 stainless. So you're not going to worry about rusting or anything like that. Once you put this on, which we are using the factory clamp, and we're just going to snug this one.
Snug it
Don't
up.
worry about rusting and everything like that, you know, because Borla does have a 1,000,000-mile warranty.
I love the fact that it's relatively simple to put in place, so someone at home can do it themselves, step by step, link by link, moving from the forward towards the rear of the vehicle.
I'm not going to tighten this up all the way, but just enough to give us something to work with.
There you go. And then let's put it in the
Yep.
factory hanger. Next up, the muffler.
All right, I'm going to come down here,
Sure.
hand this to you,
Thank you very much.
see if I can slide the
And there it is.
clamp there. You got that?
Now, you want to grab that piece and hand it to me, or you want to take the, I will grab this. You got that?
Yep.
I got this. Oh man, we are moving out. And just like this,
Just tip that over.
slide it up. You can already see how much nicer it is than the factory system. Just the stainless steel, of course, is a better deal.
And I noticed when you took the factory system off, Joe, you were smart enough to go ahead and lube up the hangers.
Oh, well, thank you for noticing my smartness. I do. Every once in a while, I can pull a rabbit out of the hat.
All right. That
we
over
go.
there. You want to slide that hanger over there?
Yep,
We got it?
there we are.
Okay, now we're going to go through and pretty much leave all of this
make sure everything is in position. And I think the next step is to do a little bit of snugging.
Yep, just a little bit of snugging. We don't want to tighten any of this up just yet, because once we get it all in, we're going to need to make some adjustments on the way the tips are after we get the tails on.
Just add a little rigidity to our project so that we can work on the tips.
All right, Joe, we're up and over the axle. Now it's time to put the tails on. Remember, you want to put your clamps on first before you get started. And the nice thing is, Borla has used all the factory hanging points. So we're going to slide this right in. Joe, if you can help me.
Absolutely.
Get that attached.
It really is. It kind of reminds me of my erector set childhood, when you just kind of slip these things together.
There we go.
And there you have it. So that clamp is in position. We will tighten it up momentarily.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and just get it up there so we can get it started, and you can go ahead and get working on your side.
Thank you very much. Works for me. And again, they have it fitted so perfectly, it's pretty crazy that it goes together so easily.
Yep.
So that one is up. Grab this guy. Hook him through here.
You need some help over on your side?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not need any help. I am set.
And some different tips to choose from, and of course this person chose to go with the carbon fiber tips that's going to fill up the cutouts on this 19 Silverado really, really nice. And Joe, you'll notice that there are different clamps that Borla supplies, because these are going to marry up just like we started off in the front. It's going to seal everything up nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to kind of snug everything down, make sure we're all fitted right. We got good clearance, finger clearance everywhere, and then we can get it down and fire this puppy up.
Well, if you're going to grab a snack, you better do it in a hurry, because Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is going to be back in just a couple of minutes.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Here is another segment from our sister show, Performance TV, hosted by yours truly. Hope you enjoy it. I tell you, if you are looking for an entire race car, or a street rod, or just a chassis, or maybe some components for your car, the place you're going to want to look at is S&W Performance Group. You can check them out on the web, and of course they have a beautiful catalog they will send along to you. Now, they have great tech support, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if you look in their catalog, over 2,800 make and model style listings for roll bars and for roll cages alone. So infinite possibilities. And it can be on your street rod, and your race car, as I said, domestic and import cars, trucks, Jeeps, SUVs, and 4x4s. They've got all kinds of stuff. They'll also make custom cages for specialty vehicles or custom fitment. So if you've got something that you want to change on your car, don't worry about it. You can make that change with them. They've got an engineering staff that can help you out. Available styles, if you want to start simple, something small for your street rod, you've got 4-point weld-in street bars. Now, by the way, everything they have welds in, it doesn't bolt in. So if you're not a welder, you'll need someone to assemble it. And of course, they have instructions that they'll send you, and those are easy to follow as well. But as I said, 4-point weld-in street bars, you can start with that. And if you want to upgrade from there, you can go on to an 8-point. And the cool thing about it is you can leave all of that in the car. So if you have a 4-point street bar and you want to upgrade to the 8-point weld-in, guess what? You can just add on to it. You can do the same thing if you want to go full race mode, and you can go to a 10-point weld-in roll cage as well. And whatever the look or material you're going for, they have EWS, DOM, and chromoly tubing, and you can get the tubing of your choice from all kinds of upgrades and conversions as well. If you're going to go SCCA racing, they've got stuff you can use super stock. If you want to go drag racing or a sportsman, even if you're racing a funny car, alcohol or nitro funny car, S&W can make a cage for you. They can make an entire chassis for you as well. If you want to customize it a little bit, you can get window nets and window net release kits, also switch mounts for your dashboard or helmet hook, which comes in handy if you're a drag racer and you're sitting there in the staging lanes for a long time. You're going to want that helmet hook. Camera mounts, of course, everybody runs a GoPro camera on their race car, so a camera mount is going to be really important for you in a lot of cases. And they have a full machine shop, so anything you want, they can do it there at S&W. They've got water jet cutting, and they can also make a 3D printout of something that you want to try to prototype as well. Now, I mentioned their tech support. It's great. All of their sales and marketing people are racers, so they're not going to recommend anything for your car that they wouldn't put on their car. And these are all tried and tested. A lot of their stuff is tested on their race cars, so you know you're getting a great product. And the great thing is, too, if you call up and you want some tech support, they're going to know what they're talking about. They're going to be able to recommend changes for your vehicle or modifications you want to make, and they might have a suggestion for a material as well, because they've done it. They're racers, and that's the same way this family has been for 60 years. All of the roll bars and roll cages are designed to meet and exceed NHRA and IHRA and most major road race and off-road organization specs, but you got to make sure that you install it in accordance with their guidelines and their rules. So be sure you check out the instructions and you check out the rule book to make sure you're doing it right, and have a pro help you if you need to. Everything's also designed to comfortably fit within your stock interior. So if you've got a car like this Fox Body Mustang, it's going to fit with the interior and you're not going to have to make any modifications to the car. Now, if you want something tailor fit, then the team will bend a custom cage to your specifications. So it's really a full service group there at S&W Performance Group. Now, here in our studio, we have a Fox Body Mustang roll bar kit, and it's actually one of the most popular products that they sell in their catalog. Now, this one, of course, we have mocked up. You can see we've sort of taped it together just to show you how it would come together. This, of course, would be welded, and you can have it welded from them, or you can have it sent just as individual pipe, and you can weld it yourself. Any level, from race car all the way down to just pipe, they can do it for you. Whatever level you want it finished to, they can do it for you. It's S&W Performance Group. You can check them out at swracecars.com, and of course you can order your parts straight from there, or you can get one of these beautiful catalogs sent to your home. Be sure to check them out. If you're wanting to do anything in the racing world, S&W Performance is the way to go.
Well, you're driving along and bam, that infamous check engine light pops on. Well, it's usually not catastrophic damage, so it's not too much of a problem. You go get you one of these handheld scanners, man. Pretty easy to do. Just reach up under the dash on the driver's side. Somewhere there's going to be a 16-pin connector. Just plug it in, man. Turn on the ignition, you got power, hit the little read, and check out the code. Now, that doesn't mean much to you, but when you pull that code, perhaps it's a P0300 code, a misfire, random misfire, well, each one of those digits actually means something. And if you pull up this graphic right here, you can see the first one on there. If it's a B, it's going to be a body code. C is for chassis, P is for powertrain, and U is a network code. Now, the next one on there, it's either going to be a P0 or a P1. If it's a powertrain 0, that's a generic. The 1 is a vehicle manufacturer specific code. Now, the other ones there you can see is actually a system. Fuel is a 1, fuel and air, all the way down the chart to 7, 8, 9 are transmission codes. Then it's the actual code itself. You want to go ahead and pull the diagnostics. You want to make sure you're doing it right. You got your code. Don't go just replace the component now. There's a circuit that goes along with that and a huge diagnostics as well. But hopefully this will help you out. Pull your code, you understand what's going on with the system, and you'll be able to at least know about your vehicle.
We've still got plenty more to do here on Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. AP Laser, leading the way. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by LG Motorsports, a leader in high-performance Corvette and Camaro performance for the street and track.
There's a lot of science when it comes to Tribotex and how it works. And Brian Hansen, you're the lead engineer for the company. You know how everything should look under a microscope, but you also know how Tribotex works in the real world from your experience in racing.
That is correct. This year I joined the Gambler 500 series and brought my $400 Prius with a tube of Tribotex in the engine just to see how it would do on an endurance off-road event.
An off-road event in a Prius?
Yes, off-road. Bone stock, street tires, but they carve out a nice little track, but it has some whoops and jumps, and it's a time trial series. Hoopty Cross puts it on. It's a very fun event. You bring it, you run it, but a lot of people are showing up, you know, with nice vehicles, and I'm showing up in a stock Prius.
So how did a Prius fare in an off-road race?
It did all right, but I broke the oil pan sometime in the race.
So you were dead in the water?
I thought I was, but I was able to actually still drive to the local town, which was 35 miles away.
So how did it keep running even though there's no oil in the thing?
Tribotex was actually there protecting it. I'm still running that same engine, and I've been in 3 more races since.
Wow.
Puttied up the oil pan, filled it up with some fresh oil, squeezed another tube of Tribotex, and I'm still running.
So how long does Tribotex last? If it stays coated in your engine, how long does it stay in there?
It's pretty much permanent. There can be other wear that can happen elsewhere in the engine, so it's good to add another dose. For my case, I'm pushing it to the limits. I put another tube in for extra protection.
Well, this is an extreme example, but sheer proof that Tribotex can protect your engine and is going to last a long, long time. You can see how at tribotex.com. Joe, we have seen here at New Hampshire Oil how you start with a new vehicle and protect it from rust when it's right out of the wrapper. And we've also seen how you take an older vehicle that may have some rust on it already and how you eliminate that rust, and also how you prevent it from being rusted in the future. But what if you have some scaling and a little more rust on the vehicle? How do you get more aggressive with it?
All right. For the customer who says, hey, I wish I had started this from day one. I didn't. We've gone several years now. I'm ready to begin an oil-based rust-proofing maintenance program, but I want to be aggressive. So what we'll do is take the vehicle in. First, you want to inspect it. Have your mechanic inspect it. If it's structurally sound, then bring it in. We'll descale the rust. We'll bring it down to a surface rust, okay? We'll hit it with 2 coats of our rust converter, which will neutralize it, turn it black, and then we will spray it with oil. You come back every year after that, as you would our regular oil maintenance program. And it is a way to kind of kill most of the rust before you begin the oil-based rust-proofing maintenance plan. It is our most aggressive approach.
How much R&D has gone into this product?
Boy, we've been doing it for 10 years, and we do close to 3,000 vehicles a year. Out of those 3,000, I would say at least 20% of them are restoration. So we've had our hands in this for quite a while, and we've really refined the product. We also developed our own rust converter, so it's made to work in conjunction with our oil.
How important is it for you to listen to feedback from your customers when they come back?
That is as critical as listening to the viscometer in my lab. This is the real-life lab for us right here. Real-world laboratory testing. We have actually many customers that come in here. We ask them to allow us to monitor their vehicles, and we try different things out. So it's been very useful for us.
Well, the restoration is proof that an ounce of prevention is worth about 4,000 pounds of cure.
Or $55,000.
There you go. Well, there's that music again, and it means we are out of time for this episode of Motorhead Garage. In the meantime, you can join us on our Facebook page, and if you have something you'd like to see featured on the show, please email Jeff at masterstv.com. From our entire crew here at Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, we will see you next time.